Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Plan and Zoning meeting of June 20th, 2013. I'm going to go through a few rules and procedures before we begin. Plan and Zoning Commission is generally an advisory body to the City Council. City Council will hold a public hearing and make the final decision on all matters before the Commission other than site plans and preliminary subdivision plats. Commission's decision to approve or deny a site plan or preliminary subdivision plat is the final decision by the city unless an applicant appeals to the City Council. Please contact the City Clerk or Community Development Department staff for details on council hearings. The applicant will be given 10 minutes to present the request. Proponents and then opponents from the public are then allowed to speak in that order, with each speaker allowed a maximum of 5 minutes. Applicant is then allowed 5 minutes for a rebuttal. The hearing will then be closed and the Commission will discuss and vote on the issue. All comments are to be germane to the item under consideration and speakers will maintain a courteous manner. Items listed on the consent portion of the agenda will not be individually discussed and will be considered for approval in accordance with the recommendation in the staff report unless an individual present or member of the Commission requests that the item be removed from the consent agenda and considered separately under the public hearing agenda. City of Des Moines is pleased to provide accommodation to individuals or groups with disabilities, encourages participation in city government. Better serve you. When possible, please notify us at least 3 business days in advance at 515-283-4209 should special accommodations be required. Assistive listening devices are available for meetings in the council chambers. Plan and Zoning Commission meetings are broadcast on Mediacom Cable Channel 7 for customers with that service. Broadcast is also streamed live in real time on the City of Des Moines website at www.desmoinesgov.org. Click on Watch Live link. Do we have a quorum? We do. I'm going to jump, since we have consent items, and item 4 is an item that staff wants to be continued. Let's do that first, and then we'll back up. Oh, minutes first, sorry. I'm hurrying.
Move the minutes. That's okay.
Ted?
I'll move the minutes.
Ted's moving the minutes. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed? Same sign. CJ, who else?
Tim.
Tim? Okay. Okay, now we're on to item 4.
I move we continue item number.
Will's moving, continue. Item 4. Is there anyone in the audience who is here for that item and would like to have any discussion about it? Otherwise, it's going to be continued to our next meeting. July 15th meeting. 18th? I'm hearing different things and don't have a calendar in front of me.
I think you're correct.
It's July 18th. 18th is correct.
Let's not be confused. It's July 18th. With no objections, we're going to vote on that one. Those in favor of continuing item 4 to July 18, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Okay, so item 4 has been continued. I'm going to back up to item 3 since I've heard rumors that we might be able to put that on the consent agenda. So what I'm going to ask is if there's anyone in the audience who would object to us putting item 3 on the consent agenda, which means we're not going to discuss it. I see none. Mr. Porter isn't objecting, and so so who's moving? Shirley, CJ, group. So this motion is to move item 3 to the consent agenda. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Okay, so we already had items 1 and 2 on the consent agenda. I'll ask anyone in the audience opposed to item 1 or item 2. I see none there, so
Move consent.
Ted is moving the consent agenda, which would be the rest of our items 1, 2, and 3.
If you get this done in 20 seconds, it's a record.
Then I'll go slow. All those in favor of moving the consent items, please raise your right hand. Opposed, same sign. Consent item carries. So, so if you're here for anything, we're done. We have committee and directors' reports. Now, I'll do mine first. R&O hasn't had a meeting, but I have heard a rumor, and not just a rumor, or an email, that we will have one next Wednesday for all of you who would really like to join us at R&O. What are we talking about, Mike?
Mr. Chair, members of the commission, there's two items to discuss. One is a potential revision to the R5 district regulations, which govern land lease communities or mobile home parks, regarding the age of structures that can be located into a new structure. And second item, which I've misplaced, so should be a fairly brief discussion.
Two items, though.
Yes, two discussion items.
So that's next Wednesday?
Yes, next Wednesday, 7:30 a.m. in the P&Z conference room of the Armory Building.
Mike, I'd like some information about the flashing signs. We have some in our neighborhoods that are really flashing signs.
Okay.
Traffic or otherwise?
No, they're advertising, they're monument signs on posts, and the speed with which these are flashing now is gotten to be, I think, like a safety issue.
The issue has been brought up, and I do know that the zoning enforcement staff was beginning notifications of properties. So Sue-Ann Donovan will be there at our Wednesday meeting next week, and she could probably provide an update at that. Just several brief items to update you on. The Family Dollar rezoning was approved by the City Council. That was on Southwest 9th Street per Plan and Zoning Commission recommendation. So that site plan will be coming back to the commission for review. The Shazinski rezoning on Army Post was approved by the council at their last meeting. So we should be getting that zoning enforcement issue resolved. The Thoreau Center in Drake neighborhood was continued at the last meeting. Neighbors, the immediately adjoining neighbor came to the hearing and expressed concerns about the consumption and distribution of alcohol at the events without having a caterer or police present. And so council did continue it for a meeting. I did meet with them earlier this week, and there have been no changes to the conditions regarding that matter that are acceptable to the applicant. So that hearing will be held on Monday night, and we'll see where it goes. The Eichner item will have the rezoning up in Merle Hay neighborhood will be on Monday night's agenda, as well as two items that were just here this evening, the Helena rezoning and the Norden Hall public hearing were already scheduled by council for hearing pending tonight's decision. So
It's like the register of the news is out in front of Norton Hall.
yes, I believe there was an article regarding that. The final thing is there is a P&Z executive lunch tomorrow with the city manager, and so generally 3 or 4 P&Z commissioners join if anybody's available. Otherwise, we can cancel that meeting with the city manager if you'd. Okay.
I can't.
Anyone else?
Anybody? Christine?
Babysitting.
Christine, going once, going twice?
If we have one, we should probably postpone until the next month. So we'll notify them that's canceled or postponed for tomorrow. That was it.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? We're done.
Well run meeting.